Okay, looks like we're live. Got video feed, got audio. Excellent connection, says the interface. We'll see about that, won't we? The AI might not like the title of this stream. We'll just have to see. Anywho. Ah. Connections. Connections. Endless faltering connections. Endless troubleshooting. Endless shooting. All right. 3 USB ports. Should I be using a gaming laptop, much less a laptop, much less a gaming laptop? Should I be using a laptop for this kind of work? Probably not. But we work with what we have to work with. Should I be using a 20-year-old audio interface without ACO drivers? With everything in Wasapi shared? No. But that's what I'm doing because that's what I have to work with. I'm living within my means. Antiquated concept. Living within one's means. What a quaint idea, living within one's means. I kind of wish that certain populations in the hundreds of millions of people would start learning to live within their fucking means. Yeah, it's going to be one of those. Sorry, not sorry. I woke up from a morning sleep into the early afternoon, and I made the mistake of checking my YouTube feed, and I see this. Hang on here. Might as well get a proper browser window. Where's my proper browser window? There it is. Style up YouTube here. Oops. No. Not you, Antichrist Google. You, Antichrist YouTube. And this fucking galoot. Jesse on fire. Sounds like Owen Benjamin. Look at this logo. Look at this logo. Look at this. This right here. Jesse on fire. Jesse on fire. This palooka right here. This is what I saw when I woke up from my slumber. When my My shoulder woke me up from my slumber. Maybe it's under live streams. No. There it is. The Iran regime will fall. Massive explosions rock Iran in a coordinated attack. I don't know. Maybe I'm not being fair to this guy. It just seemed like he was rah-rahing, cheerleading this shit. I do know that in this this Goomba here, this fucking Goomba, this fucking he's just a caricature with his sleeve tattoos that extend to the back of his hand and his fucking portfolios and his fucking silver and his fucking crypto, for all I know, and his fucking BJJ. Got to take the kids to BJJ, do some rolling. He's got to do BJJ because that's what Merkins do. And I'm smart enough to get up here and hold forth about goings on in the world for hours at a time, but I just don't have the I just don't know enough to take a stand on Israel. And he's just you could tell he's just his almonds are tingling. He just can barely contain his excitement. Over this shit, and this fucking logo. It's just I'm sick and tired of these characters. This is Merca. This is Merca. Anyway. How to win friends and influence people. How not to get anything done musically. All right, so what do we got here? Got a new project. Got a click track intro. That's actually not any audio in there, but that's a placeholder for the time being. And I've got the drum kit hooked up. Let's see. Yeah, it's still working. Cakewalk SI drum kit. No nonsense, no muss, no fuss. Until I get a better handle on how to trigger other drum VSTs with that electronic kit. I'd like to use Agus Hardiman's monster drum, but I'm having issues getting it configured with the electronic drum kit. So, which is right behind me here. So first things first, what to do first? Let's make sure that the black box interface is still working. Good. Okay, so I guess right now, just to make sure I've got my ducks in a row. So many wires, so many cables. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's sit behind the kit. That could be a Dr. Seuss book. Sit behind the kit. Let's sit behind the kit and just make sure we've got full signal from the kit, which I don't know how to play, but I'm not going to let that stop me. Okay. All right. Snare. Not very loud. Kick. Hi-hat. Open. Hi-hat closed. Can barely hear that. Crash. Ride. Let's see. It needs to be. Maybe yeah, I'm a real ace on the drums here. But the idea is to get better, right? Develop skills. But it might be a good idea to actually be able to hear. Very might be a good idea to I don't know, turn up the system volume. Maybe I just need to turn up the system volume. Anyway, that's sounding pretty anemic. Turn up the VST. Maybe try that first. Okie dokie. Well, I should go ahead. Well, yeah, okay. I'll make that change here in a minute. Oh, at some point, you just got to make the plunge. Okay, might as well just make the plunge and get started. I have here the M Audio Black Box with drum loops. And I found a drum loop that is to my liking for this song, called Or Does the World Dream Me? And goes something like this. This is what amp sim do I have on here? I think it's a Fender Deluxe. And I think I prefer a Vox AC30. So amp. Oh, it's on a twin reverb, Deluxe, Champ, Plexi, JCM 800, JCM 2000, Vox AC30. Middle pickup. So I'm listening to that ride. So in like 3/4 time, that would be the 1 and the 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Or on 6/8, it would be the 1 and the 4. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my pulse. That's what I'm listening for. So in the black box, the tempo is 90 beats per minute. The drum loop is being run through the delay at an 8T setting to give it a triplet feel. And I'm kind of going after a Brian Blade playing for Daniel Lanois kind of feel. But this is not going to be the only drum track. I'm also going to play a drum track. I cannot use the black box drum loop. Hey, Eric. I'm setting up a new session here. I'm using a drum loop off the M Audio black box. And but if I do that, the clock in the black box just will not sync with the clock in the DAW, in the DAW. So there's going to be no drum programming. I'm going to be using this loop and then playing the kit behind me. And so the pulse of this loop is that ride cymbal. So in 6/8, that would be like the 1 and the 4. Okay. I have the I can't see the chat totally. Hang on a second. I gotta drag it out a little bit. I have the software at least. Oh, okay. What kind of software do you have? That's kind of important. All right, so I'm using Cakewalk by BandLab. It's free, and people dunk on it all the time, but it's really good. It's very much unfairly maligned. Let's put it that way. And since you're here, I will go ahead and take my amp sim back to the twin reverb. Well, it's a good one to have. It's free and I mean it has anything. capabilities wise, it has anything you could ever need. Um, so look, here's what I'm doing. Uh, so again, by committing to the black box clock, I can't use the DAW clock. So that's point number one, right? But I really like latency issues. Well, yeah, latency is always it's complicated, man. But maybe I might be able to help you out with it. I'm no expert, but Phil is another Cakewalk user, and Phil has helped me out with several things. That guy really understands wiring and connections from, the perspective of a guy who started out working in studios in the 80s, right? So, and he's a real sweetheart. He's generous with his time and he likes to help. But anyway, so here's the deal. I really like this drum loop. I was using it last night, and so I'm going to use this as a kind of it's going to sort of sit throughout the song like a substrate, and then I'm going to attempt to track the main drum part over it with my electronic kit through a drum VST, the native Cakewalk drum VST, which is called SI Drum Kit, and it looks like that right there. It's just very basic, and that's exactly the kit that I have. I've got 3 toms, snare, hi-hat, crash, and ride. And it's just as simple as you can get. So, okay. Well, I'm glad you're here, brother. I am. So just to, I'm kind of trying to, you know how they say in woodworking, measure twice, cut once. I was always more like measure 3 times, 4, 5 even. So I'm kind of like measuring twice. I'm measuring before I cut. And so with this drum loop, okay, so in the DAW, I've got it set to, yeah. Well, I mean, I built furniture for a little while and other things, and those skills are applicable to all areas of life, no doubt about it. There's great wisdom in it, and if you know how to apply it, Jesus was a carpenter's son, right? So 6/8 time, 3/4. I mean, what? It's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, isn't it? Here's the curious thing. So, my beats per minute in the black box is 90 beats per minute. But you can see in the DAW, it's 136 beats per minute. Why? I don't know. I didn't go to Berkeley, but I just do what works, right? So the only reason I need the DAW clock and the click is so that I have like a click track intro, which is good enough for like a 1 or 2 bar intro, like tick, 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 tick. Here we go. If I allowed the click track to keep playing, then it would drift. They would just drift apart within 30 seconds. They would be out of sync. So, but anyway, so the pulse is that ride. Bum, 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 bum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 2 and 1. 1, 4, 1, 4. That's the pulse. As I scatter my seed down the storm drain. All right, guitar's a little out of tune. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to. So that was my measure before cutting, and I know it's going to work now. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be a few minutes of downtime, muting the mic and all that. But I'm going to cut the black box. You can say black box drums right there. I'm going to cut that track. I'm just going to let it run for, I don't know. I kind of like long songs. I'm the guy that instead of saying your song is too long, I'm always like, yeah, your song's too short, especially if I really like it. So I'm always like, when I do things this way, I'll just let it record for like 9 minutes, just to make sure I have enough, because it's a bear to have to go back and redo this particular part. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and cut the black box track. And so to do that, I need to arm my click. I'm going to start off tracking with the click and then turn off the click and just let it track. And I think that's everything. So here we go. I don't know why I'm typing. I can talk. While this is tracking, I'm gonna go get a lime juice and soda water. I'll be back in just a minute. Eric, I don't know if you know Daniel Lanois. He's like a producer's producer and a musician's musician. He produced all of the big YouTube albums, the big breakout YouTube albums of the 80s and early 90s. Yeah, the Joshua Tree, and I think all the way up to like Achtung Baby. Anyway, the Joshua Tree was what really landed him on the map. But he also produced the Stones and Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, Emmylou Harris. He was the one that really got me interested in pedal steel. And he knows how to pick really great musicians. Really low-key, kind of great. And he's got this one drummer he's worked with over the years named Brian Blade. And this, even though it's just a loop, it just has this Brian Blade vibe to it. So, after this is done tracking, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, think triple time, and you hear that ride. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that ride is on like if I'm counting 1, 2, 3, it's on the 1 and the 2 and. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and. That's the pulse. And so the like the toms, it's all just like backbeat. That's that Brian Blade vibe that I'm talking about. So it could seem kind of disorientating until you focus on that pulse. And as a drum loop, it's really cool because you can do all kinds of things over it. It's not like it's not like a sequenced 4 on the floor with a turnaround every 2 bars or 4 bars where it can get kind of weird. Okay, coming up on 8 minutes, so I'm gonna let it go to 9 minutes. I'm certainly not. The song's not going to be that long, but yeah, me too. Okay, odd timing, yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing it whenever you. Yeah. Surely it does. Yeah, I'd like to hear it sometime. There's been a lot of great players that were really like idiosyncratic that way, and others just had to adapt to them, you know. Okay. There we go. Good. So now the die has been cast. Now that I don't care what people think of it. There you go. Yeah, that's one of the nice things about getting on. You really don't. You know, there's a great freedom in that. Great freedom in that. Because by the time, I, I mean, yeah, okay, let's put it this way. I think you're probably right on schedule by this sort of decade that um, you've had it about up to here with your internal edit editors and critics, your internal critics, and trying to listen to everybody else, where you kind of have it in perspective. Sometimes you do need to listen to other people, but at some point you just have to. This is what I do, right? I constantly get told your songs are too long. It's like, okay, tells me more about you than it does about my song. Of course, also like you can tell when somebody's been a stoner and when somebody's never been a stoner. Usually the people that want everything radio friendly, 3.5 minutes max. It's like, you've never been a stoner, have you? Right? You never, and maybe you haven't, Eric. I don't know, but it's like you probably never, got torched and listened to King Crimson or Traffic or Genesis or Rush. It's like, well, if it's gonna go on for 7 or 8 or 9 minutes, it needs to be, more happening. It's like, not necessarily. Sometimes I just like to sit in a place where things don't change too much and just enjoy where I am. Same with music. Okay, anyways. So, what's next? Well, yeah, that's right. So here's what I need to do next. So I'm going to turn on the click. So you can hear how that click. But if I, hang on. Why isn't it working now? Disarm. Uh-oh. Audio engine dropout, of course. We will place and we would just jam for hours. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah. Listen. See how they drift? See how they drift like that? So I don't know what I was thinking by having that click, because that's a dead spot. Well, anyway, I need to make an actual click intro. So I'm going to be doing that with the drum kit. So open up S-Side drum kit, and the first thing I need to do is I'm going to bring the compression up to like 50 for starters, and leave reverb at 20, and bring the volume up to 90 just as a start. And then I'm going to sit behind the kit. Dr. Seuss title, sit behind the kit. And I'll just do the click intro with like rim shots or something. All right. Hello, Mr. Hamster. Oh, man. Oh, I need the USB mouse. And the USB keyboard. And those are back in the booth. Oh, God. Shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. Shoulder. Man. All right. I'll be with your comments here in a second. I can't really see them from here. So tonight's going to be about this scratch track on the guitar, scratch vocal, and then get started on tracking drums on this kit, because you mentioned latency, and if I wait until later in the project to track these drums, latency is going to be an issue. Okay, so mouse working. Hello. Where is my mouse action? Darn it. Welcome to my world. Mouse is on. Isn't the mouse on? Okay. Mouse dongle. Whatever thing. Mouse. Mouse. There we go. Okay. Mouse is working. And there's the headphones. And all right. Okay. All right. Let's go with the ride, I guess. Yeah, let's go with the rim shot. Of course, I don't have a never ends. I don't have a I know what I'll do. It's easy enough. Okay, so that's armed and metronome armed, and I'm gonna mute that and hit record. Did it record? Yeah. Okay, I can see blips. Good enough. Okay. Now I just scooch this over to the beginning. And does it work? Good enough. Good enough. All right, let's see what she said. Okay, Eric, no problems, man. Better to have you here and sidetracked than not at all. So let's get a scratch guitar track. I want to sing while I play it, so is that good enough? One and two and three and 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 one. That's good enough. Far from perfect, but good enough. Okay. That would explain why. Okay, now. Why don't we just go for a dry? Well, yeah. I want the delay off. Delay off. That B string is sharp, isn't it? growl. Yeah, I keep liking that one. Okay. So I can have nice thing about tracking with OBS is I can have a nice vocal to keep track of where I am without actually tracking it in Cakewalk. So let me get to that. Filters and that's very long. That's a super massive. Bring me my sugarcane wine through black air. Fall to the root of the vine. Now my spirit's crying out like a new blood stain. There's good and bad about living out in the middle of nowhere. People can't come out easily. You know, one of my favorite old... Yeah, man. I live right on the edge. Right on the edge. I turn right, and I've got, well, suburbia. And I turn left, and it's miles of countryside until you hit the North Korean border. All right. So I'm using the Fender Deluxe amp sim. This is going to be a scratch track anyway, but this is the scratch guitar, and then I'll do a scratch vocal. So this vocal is not going to be tracked, obviously, with the guitar. I just got this delay on because it's, reverb. I prefer to sing with a reverb if I can. So here we go. It's good to have the words in front of me. Shoulder. Okay. Away we go. Oh, new track. I better. So add audio track. There's the add track button. And my input is going to be in audio black box. Create. There it is. Arm record. Now, here's a latency issue. Plus I can shoot. Yeah, that's one thing I miss, man. I can't have guns here. Check this out, Eric. You mentioned, sorry about the reverb, but this is a short explanation. Oftentimes, this is the input echo button. So that what this does is, like, especially if you've got effects in the effects rack and you want to hear those live as you track, you're going to hit the input echo button, but you're going to have some latency issues more often than not. But I'm using this, I showed you this mixer last night, the software mixer that I'm using to do the YouTube live stream. I'm using that right now. and I've got the M Audio black box routed into both Cakewalk and OBS, which is that mixer. So I can hear what I'm tracking through OBS, not through Cakewalk. I don't need to have this button on. Just to record enable. And but I can hear everything I'm playing just in real time. I don't know if that's enough of an explanation, but OBS is a neat trick for this. Even if I'm not streaming on YouTube, I use it. Anyway. Hang on. First glitch. First glitch is, all right, so, Eric, I don't know if you're still there, but while I sort this out, I am going to turn off this annoying reverb. Okay. So I can explain what's going on here. All right, so, okay, here you go. Now, while I'm tracking this, this drum loop isn't loud enough, and now the recording level's fine. That's a good waveform. It peaked at -2.4. That's fine. It could even peak a little quieter. That'd be fine. But I need it a little bit louder. So in terms of like EQ and compression and just the basics, where we often start is in something called the Pro channel. So here off to the left, you can see I've got my master channel right here. That always, unless you do, most of the time, this master channel is always going to be there, that channel strip. And then you can see that I've got track 3 selected, and over here vertically, there's the track 3 channel strip vertical next to the master channel. So I want to select track 2, channel 2, black box drums. Now you can see down here it says black box drums. Okay. Now, here's the input gain. This is where the audio signal enters the DAW right here. Right? So I never touched that, but there it is. So here's the signal path. The first thing it goes through before it hits the channel itself, it hits what's called the Pro channel. And the Pro channel, this button right here says show or hide Pro channel. I click it, there's my Pro channel. This is the first thing that the signal passes through. And it's native to Cakewalk. And you can customize it. You can take components out. You can put other components in. But this is the default. So what you have here is a console emulator, tube, stage, EQ, and a basic compressor. Now, for drums, this is fine to start with. For bass, I'll use a different compressor, and for other things, I'll use other things. But to start off with, this is the preset. These are the preset buttons right here. So I'll usually just start with presets. So just to get things going, right? So drums warm, right? Just make sure. So drums warm, okay. Tube stage, drums warm. EQ. I almost never end up using EQ presets. Only on my acoustic guitar, I have an EQ preset that I like, but I generally hand EQ everything at the end of the day. So, but for now, I'm just going to go with drums. Let's go with like drum. Nah, I don't like that one. I like that one. Let's go with that for now. Actually, no, because I want, yeah, I'm going to go with that for now because I want it to be as audible. I'm going for audibility right now. And might as well. I'm not going to use this compressor. I'm going to. So this is how I add a plugin to this channel. There's effects. There's more than one way to do this, but you hit the little plus button, insert audio effects, and I'm going to insert I'm going to start with I kind of always start with this Waves IDX. This was a free one. I got it while it was on offer for free, briefly, but. Okay, and then spectral plugins, pants, transient shaper. And we're not clipping. Okay, so now I'm done with the Pro channel. I click that button, I'm back to my channel strips. And with these two, I'm just going to check one more time. Just barely on the edge of clipping. Just bring that down to like -1. Not that a little clipping matters at this stage, but okay. Yeah, I know, but it's like anything else. You just like don't stress out about it being a lot, you know. You just hang around, watch it, get in, mess around with it yourself. You pick it up fast. Especially a guy like you. All right, so let me give this another go. I'm not going to record. I'm just going to hit play and see if I can follow. something still bothering me. And see, amp effects. There's a 10 millisecond latency. Normally that's no problem to deal with. Delay effects, delay off, effects off, amp off. The latency is bothering me a tiny bit, but all right. No more belly aching. Drop my pick. All right. Just got to get it done. Get her done. Scratch track. And yeah, I'm gonna be a bit of a prima donna. All right. Whoops. Back in the doll. I know what's setting me off. I know. I've got the click track on. Derp. And I don't have the guitar all the way up. Derp. There we go. Let's try it again. Excuses, excuses. That's okay. One thing I realized is that I've got a time-based effect that's messing me up. Okay. See you next time, Eric. All right. Well, anyway, we're going to try this again without the rotary ensemble. And since I don't have Eric around to be in a rush for, I'm going to tune. I'm going to tune. All right. Nothing time-based going on here. Just the compressor pedal. Oh yeah, well they're just still H2O chorus. I don't want anything. No modulation. No modulation. And since I'm alone again, I'm alone again. Trying to sing Doc in here. This is pretty up-tempo. More up-tempo than I would normally be inclined to. Man, that's noisy. Just have some compressor pedal. Yeah. Man, I guess I can do without that. I can do without the compressor pedal for tracking. Okay. That's as good as any man has a right to expect. All right. Ah, nicotine. Ah. Let's give this another go. Well, that'll do it for a scratch track. Um, Still got some latency bugging me here, but hopefully that'll do for a scratch track for the time being. And since I don't have anybody hanging on my every move here, I'm going to try to locate that pick. Because I don't want to have a loose pick skipping around here on the floor. Let me see here. Well, that's pretty loud, man. I peaked at -3. I did that on the basement sim. I didn't mean to do that on the basement sim, but there it is. Okay. I'm going to find that pick. Where did you go? Pisses me off. Man. I shouldn't let little things like this get to me, but I just hate it how you drop a pick on the floor and it just seems to like flip into an alternate universe somewhere. It just fucking disappears. What is it with picks? You're just like vanishing from the fabric of space-time. You drop a pick on a floor and hey Phil, yeah, Eric had to move on. I dropped a pick on the floor and it fucking dematerialized. And that shit drives me crazy. Just on principle, it just pisses me off. Anyway, so what I got going on here is, let me turn off this reverb. That was just for tracking purposes. I wasn't even recording the vocal. I just wanted to have a reverb on my vocal. So this is a scratch guitar track. I'm building this project on an M-Audio black box drum loop, which means that I can't use the DAW clock because the clock in the black box and the clock in the DAW do not match. And it's even weirder because the BPM in the black box is 90. The BPM in the DAW is 136, 6/8 time. Now here's what I mean. So this click track intro, which I did with the snare rim, but I did the snare rim click track intro to the DAW click track. But you'll hear it. Hang on. Oh, I got to do my nudge. Process, nudge, left 2. That usually does it. Let's see. I don't know, man. I'm not really satisfied with that. Even as a scratch track, I'm not really happy with that. Um, I feel like trying it again. I don't know if it's. I think I may be just above the 10 millisecond latency. Deal. Hang on, I'm gonna, just in case, redo, save, now, X, and man. Close enough. All right. Pale Maybe it's kind of hard to track to that beat. But okay, once you record the drum track, we can detect the tempo and set Cakewalk to match. Really? Oh, Phil, really? You see, you come in here and you throw a wrench in the works in a good way. So I was all resigned to the parameters. I'm working to the black box clock. And so no drum programming. See, I was going to use that to force myself to get better at the drums. I had good intentions that way. I'm still going to try it. But you know what? No, it's already saved, and I'm going to save it again. First, I'm going to see. Interesting. I don't have to do a nudge. I just want to see where I'm peaking. Sorry, I got behind on the video. Here now. Okay, well then, okay, it's saved. And so what do I do to sync it? Because I did the click track intro to the Cakewalk DAW, but if I let the click track and the so Cakewalk, get this, the black box BPM is 90, the Cakewalk BPM is 136. All right, just select the drum clip and then drag to the measure bar. All right, well, here's the drum clip right there. What does it mean, drag to the measure bar? Does it mean 0? Drag it to 0? Here's a drum clip. Click and hold drag. Where? There? There? It's already there. Drag up? Drag up? Oh. Oh, the measure bar. I get it. Hang on. What the hell is this? Select algorithm. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't want it. No. Oh. Hang on. All right. Is that what you want right there? Is that right? Right there? That's the drum loop. Really? Well, that's my SI drum kit. All right. Well, I got it saved anyway, so whatever you got me about to do. All right, drag it up and all right, now what? So I'm turning this into MIDI? This is an SI drum kit. Percussive. There's percussive. The audio track says it will temp map. It says MIDI audio to MIDI conversion. Phil, I don't want to convert this to MIDI, but I want the Roger Lynn drum loop. I don't want it converted to MIDI that's going to be read by another. All right. So I click OK. Click OK. And now what? Eerie silence and stillness. Show the temp track. How do I show the temp track? Tempo. View. Tempo. All right. It's still at 136 where I set it. Says your beat. Yeah, because I set it there. That's where I set it. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Tempo is still set at 136. That hasn't changed. The click track is still out of whack with the drum loop. It was just close enough that I could do this. I could do this snare rim intro. Get it? But then if I let it keep going, it'll drift. It'll drift away. We're not in Discord, Phil. This is not Discord. Oh, all right. It's all meaningless. Well, hang on. I got an idea. What if I pretend that the default is 120? Let's just pretend that this was at default. This is the way Cakewalk starts up. And let's pretend that I never had uh I never had that SI drums instrument track, and this is what I did. Let's just pretend that I started up a new project and it's at 120 BPM, 3/4 time, and I recorded that drum loop. Now I want to I want to do sync it to the Cakewalk clock. So what do I do now? Uh, I wonder I could try to call you on Discord and pipe Discord into OBS. Okay, okay, I'll try then. Um, let's see. Discord. Okay. And then but then within OBS, how am I going to pipe this into OBS? Output. Hang on. Output device. Do I output it to? Oh, just output to speakers. That should go into OBS, right? Should. Whoops. Let's just see. Um, so there's Phil. But I'm not hearing anything.
Hello.
I didn't hear a ring.
It sort of rang. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, hang on. Hang on a sec.
Okay. Gee, I wonder. I wonder in OBS if I could video capture device. Video capture device.
Okay, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
You know, it's daytime. It's busy here.
Oh well. Okay.
I got a little bit of time. Just shoot away the other app. So okay. You have two problems. So you've already recorded a drum track.
Yeah.
And if you like so let me think of it. If let's say I had an old drum track that I recorded years ago. I don't have the MIDI anymore. And I want to now redo it or whatever. The Cakewalk has the ability to set it up to match its tempo. Even if the tempo drifts, it'll like draw a line like showing, it goes up a beat or two, down a BPM or two, and it'll tempo match. But if though you still have the source and you just need to sync their clocks, then you have to you can do it and just sync their clocks in MIDI in the Cakewalk preferences.
Okay.
Like if you're not recording it.
Well, this is new to me. I never done this before, so.
See, I got all this outboard gear, so I'm sort of used to this.
I got the black box, which is just kicking out a drum loop.
And the black box is on MIDI, right? I mean, it's on USB.
Yeah, it's a USB connection.
Okay. And does it show up in your devices in Cakewalk? Hit your P key.
Preferences. Input line in my black box. 2 inputs.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm in. Yeah, okay, it's a little behind, but hang on. Let me back.
It's under audio devices.
Is that it? Yeah. So go to now MIDI. See, it says devices. Next one down. There's like a MIDI section.
Black box.
No, the next branch. Yeah.
And MIDI devices. Black box.
Yeah, pick those.
Black box in and out.
Yep.
And click OK.
Yeah. Or apply, either one.
All right. Okay, there it is.
So now go back to preferences.
Yeah, I'm in there.
And then go to, I think it says, where it says project, record, down lower.
Yeah.
On the left. And it's a little slow, so you gotta wait for the screen to catch up.
Okay.
It's not that one. So go to MIDI. I'm waiting for it to catch up. Okay, there it is. So see where it says send MIDI sync?
Yeah.
Transmit MIDI start stop whatever clock.
Yeah.
Check that.
Okay.
And then you check your black box.
There?
Yeah, let me let it catch up. Let's see what it says. Yeah. What's BD drum?
That's my electronic drum device.
Oh, does it have a sequencer?
No.
Okay, so you can uncheck it if you don't want it. It doesn't really take a clock.
I just use it as to trigger the
Input. Yeah, it's your
VST.
input. Okay, so make sure your black box is checked
Oops.
on the slot.
Okay. What about MTC output ports?
No, we're not doing that.
All
That's
right.
like MIDI time code for syncing tape machines or some BS. That's
Okay.
old. Like again, old. What if you had like one of those multi-tracks or reel to reel, and you want to sync it? Like that's for that.
All right.
Okay. Say okay,
All right.
and then in theory, if you play Cakewalk, it should play the drum machine. If the drum machine's set up to receive external clock, but generally they're auto.
Well, I don't have any
So
drum machine set up right now. I mean,
the black box, isn't the black box playing, making a drum rhythm?
yeah,
So it's like a drum machine, right?
but I already recorded it.
Oh. Well, this is like if you're going to re-record it. I
Well,
mean,
should I start the drum machine right now? Just see what it does?
yeah, mute that. Create a new audio track from black box. This is just for fun.
Hang on. Yeah, it's different. Hang on. That's what it's doing now. That's what it's doing now. And here's what it did before. Whoa, wait a minute.
Remember, I'm like a couple seconds
shit.
behind.
Now they're synced.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, then I'm not going to be able to get it to do what I wanted it to do.
Which is
Well, I had the in the black box. I had the drum loop.
right.
I had the drum loop. I was running the drum loop through the delay at an 8T setting to give it a triple time,
That's fine.
and that's what I recorded. That's the waveform that you see
Yeah.
right here, the first track. Black box drums. That's what that is.
Uh-huh.
And it's totally different now. Now it's in 4/4 time, and so now I'm confused. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's
It
just
should still, the effects should still work. I don't know what the settings, like it was freeform and now it's got a clock. So I don't know if the same settings or what. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mute that because you're hearing the audio when you hear playback.
well. I
So
want you
you
to
want-
hear what I recorded, so you have a reference. But there's no way to mute the. They're synced up, and there's no way to mute it now. I guess.
Well, yeah, they're unsyncing. You have to go and check go back to preferences.
I. Oh.
Well, and I'm not saying what to do. I'm just saying like normally, like what you would do is if you have an external drum something looper machine, and they have a clock on them, you would synchronize to the DAW, right? And the DAW would that way your timing is matching. But then the Cakewalk is in control, so it's at 120, not 134. So I think it thought I can't remember what was your original tempo, 134?
In the black box,
Yeah,
90.
it was 90.
Here's what
And
I
so
recorded. Here's what I recorded, just so you understand what I'm going for. Listen to the
Yeah.
ride. The ride, if you count 1, 2, 3, the ride is on 1 and 2 and. Or if you
Okay.
count 6, 8, the ride is on 1 and 4. So
Okay.
listen to it.
Get but don't play the guitar.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3.
I'm not
and
hearing
1
that.
and 2 and
Hold on,
3
let me
and 1.
Hang on. Because I got two different audios coming out. You got YouTube and okay, ready.
So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and da 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hear the ride? That's the pulse. So if I add the guitars, so that's what I'm trying to get.
Although I counted as 6 by 6, 8.
Well, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, either way. If you count 1, 2, 3, then then that ride is on 1 and 2 and. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's on 1 and 4. The ride.
Yeah, it's either a fast 3, 4 or it's a 6, 8.
Yeah. But that ride is the pulse that I'm.
Yeah. It's either a fast 3, 4 or it's a 6, 8.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me mute that.
That ride is the.
Right. So, but it doesn't. So that's us. That's our brain. What Cakewalk hears is pulses, or what the rhythms is. It's beat, 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 beat. And so, how many are those? Right, in a minute. That's what we got to make sure is synchronized. And then, and you can manually align. So right now, I can already see, like you're not aligned to the measures. But that also means we don't. That's what I was saying. If you have the tempo, then you can align your downbeats to measure whatever, 2. Let's just say that's your starting measure. And then it'll, in the future, all your tracks in the forward and your clicks will all match. Although, at 3, 4, it's really, your clicks are really, I wonder if you said 6, 8, does it slow the click down?
Well, what I did was, let me just open the project as it was before.
Yeah.
So it's like the way that the black box works is that I think most of the loops are in a 4/4 time. Okay. And if you want to get a triple time out of it, you got to run it through the delay, and you've got to set the delay to like 4T or 8T, and then it'll give it a triple time feeling.
Yeah.
But then, so, I mean, I just fiddled around with the black box until I got that groove that I like. Right.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It just so happens
so what
that's at 90 in the black box, but then to get it to align with Cakewalk enough just to get that that just so happened to turn out in Cakewalk to be. But that's going to drift, right? That'll drift. So that was just good enough to give me the click in. So
it's drift because the 2 clocks aren't the same.
Right.
So that's where I was showing you the drag. And let me I'm assuming you have the internal Melodyne thing.
I did, but it's like that was a demo and it's expired. And
highlight the clip for the drums, and then do
this right here.
Select the drum click. Yeah.
And
hold on, we're behind. Give me a second, let it catch up. Not that one. The track 2.
Okay.
And then right click it and do See if drum replacer is an option. It may be under process clip or something. Let's try region effects. Go to region effects and see if there's something. Don't click it. Don't execute it. But I just want to see if it's available. Because if it's available, then the tempo map's available. And it's called like drum replacer. Yeah. So you have it there. You have the internal Melodyne that's pressed. So hit like, yeah, so it's there. And then what's supposed to happen is, but we're not going to use this. And then what drum replacer is, see if that's there. Go down one. Which we're not going to use it either, but you would use that if you got a hold of a, okay. So, a couple of things. So what Cakewalk does, when you record clips, and these are like 2 clips to it right now. You have a track 2 clip and a track 3 clip. It actually tempo maps the clip, and it looks at the clip and it peaks it, and it kind of knows. That way later you could say stretch a clip to fit, or whatever. It knows to do the calculation. Or if you reduce the tempo, it knows how to shrink them without speeding up, right? It's like that magic DAW thing.
Okay.
Kind of like the latency detection. It's this magic little thing they do. Mm-hmm. And so when you want to lay more tracks though on, you want them aligned to your measure bar and your tempo there, right? So then, because they're all like independently tempo mapped. So then that's where, and we're not going to do these options, but if you drag the clip up, what it should supposed to do is read your drum clip and then figure out what the tempo is and then align it. Mm-hmm. And I do that. Let's say if I have an old project and all I have is the audio. And so what I want to do is like re-record it. I take the drums and I do this first. Mm. And you can do it in a second project, right? And then copy it back. The nice thing about Cakewalk is you have 2 like open and copy forward back. And then get the tempo of the project set up and then line the drums to wherever my starting point, measure 1, measure 2. Mm-hmm. And then it should all be synced to play and your click track will click and all be perfect. And then literally if you copy your guitar out, like we'll trim it to be starting, the waveform starts exactly at 0, right? So you trim out that beginning. Mm-hmm. And if you actually copy it and drop it into the project that's already been tempo mapped, it literally fixes your guitar to the same tempo. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Because it knows what the tempo is of your guitar playing.
Yeah.
And it can weigh, by the way, it doesn't have to be straight. It goes like, well, it was this, and it drifted up a few beats, and it tracks all that. And there was an actual feature to quantize audio in Cakewalk, which we're not. It's like that's like 9. That's a PhD level crap. But oh, sorry, this is a family show. But normally that's what I do. So in theory, when we do another, that drum track should sync out. And if you don't want to mess up this project, this is just 2 tracks. As long as you've saved them out.
Well, I mean, I've saved the project. Yeah. So I can start another project.
What you could do is edit. Like, you know how to edit the clip, right? To make it start at the first waveform so they're even.
Well, I could, but I wanted to have like a couple bars intro so when I'm adding new parts.
That's an analog. Yeah. So that works, but the way, if you're going to tempo sync, and remember, you're coming from we've talked about this before, you're like a tape. You're like an analog player. You play guitar, it's live, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. When I do it, I literally don't start my song till like measure 2. Right? So there's actually nothing at measure 1. So that's my, like you're saying, that's my lead in.
Well,
and the
I mean,
clip
as long
actually
as
literally stars it
as
too.
long as I have a couple of
Yeah.
measures to get ready when I'm tracking a new part, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah. And then you have your count in too as well. You can do the
Well,
count in
then the
recording.
metronome, the DAW metronome would be synced, and I could use that. So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
that's kind of the
Yeah.
point, right? So
Yeah,
do
so
I
it
do I start a new project now? How do I get this? How do I get this done? Do I?
well, yeah, so if you want, let's just start a new project. Just say new. Don't close this one.
Okay.
I'm just going to see what happens. And your
New.
screen is frozen.
No tracks or buses. Empty project. Do go empty project.
Yeah, new empty project. And but I'm not seeing. Oh, there it is. Never mind.
There's a
Sorry,
new
it is
empty
my fault.
project right there.
Okay, hold on. Let me let the screen catch up. Why is it not playing? Uh, sorry, I'm just being YouTube's being a butthead. Okay, I think I'm live. All right. So now go back to the other projects under Window,
Yeah.
and then select the drum clip and copy that, and then come back and paste it in here.
Okay. Audio track.
Just it should just know what it is when you paste it. It's not an insert. Don't insert it. Just drop it.
Well,
Click
I did a
paste.
Control V, Control C, and now Control V.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
hold on.
It worked.
Okay, YouTube's being a butthead. Yeah.
As it do.
I know. All right, now I've caught up. Although make it bigger. So yeah, there you go. And so now click it and drag it north to that measure bar. I just want to see what it does. Now this is where I would normally have trimmed it, but let's see what happens. And it should ask the question again. What is it?
Okay. Select algorithm.
And then we said it was percussive. And I think that,
There's
let me see what.
automatic, default automatic, universal, percussive pitched, melodic, polyphonic, sustained, polyphonic decay.
It's not polyphonic. And I mean, I normally do percussive. So I just leave it at percussive, see what happens.
All right.
Or automatic, I don't care.
Analyzing audio.
So now it processes, is mixing down audio. It says 120. Let's see what it does.
Let's see what it does.
Analyzing audio.
Drum roll.
Yeah.
It's still at 124.4.
Well, it won't change the time signature because it doesn't know that. And now, was it when it was 90 when you recorded it?
Yeah, it was 90 in the black box. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Let's, and now all you got to do is drag that clip, the beginning of it to I usually zoom in to see it better. But I was just going to get the clip start exactly at the note.
Yeah, but it didn't do anything with the tempo or the
That's what I'm going to check.
Did the ruler change? Is that what changed?
I don't know. Well, we didn't have it aligned. Is there an undo? If you say undo, did it say it did something?
Undo.
Did it say it did
redo, apply region tempo. So I undid it. Should I try it again with a different?
No, yeah, but let's fix the clip start.
All right. Okay.
So you can either trim it or drag it over to the downbeat of that sample. Yeah, that would work.
How's that?
Yeah. Just select just before, or do that all the way to just before it.
How's that?
There you go. Yeah, perfect. And now drag that to wherever you want to start. Yeah, beginning is fine. Very beginning.
Okay.
And then now try the drag trick.
Should I go with percussive or should I just go with like default or automatic or
Yeah, do the auto
automatic?
just to see.
All right.
And it's supposed to work. So, but you never know.
You
Never
never
say
know.
never.
Well,
Yeah. It doesn't think of anything of it.
well, wait a minute. Control Z. I undid it. Redo, apply to region tempo. I'm looking at the ruler. Just looking at the ruler, and I'm going to redo it. See if the ruler changes. Edit. Redo. The ruler didn't change. Nothing changed.
Yeah, I didn't see anything change.
What the hell, Cakewalk? Why aren't you doing your job?
It's usually determined if you view the tempo track, it would then say what tempo that is.
I don't know, man.
Well, and the tempo track's just gonna say 120. So I don't know.
I mean,
normally that works, but I don't know what's going on.
if the idea is to get the
tempo
Cakewalk clock to align with it and get the click track to align with it, then that's not happening.
No, yeah, because that's how and it also tells you what tempo it is. Now, if you actually highlight, if you go over to your inspector to the details, that little hamburger, on the left, in the track inspector on the left.
Okay.
There's a little hamburger. So it's above the master.
Yeah.
And there's a little hamburger thing. The next one over, the little 3 lines.
Yeah.
It's behind me. Hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna see what it says there. What does it think the clip is? What's the next one over? What's the little audio thingies? The next one over to the left. It's musical. Okay. So it thinks it's musical. So that's where...
Musical or absolute?
And... No, it's musical. Okay. And it doesn't say... No offset. Start length. I'm going to have to look that up. I can't remember. I don't think we want to change it, but sometimes you do. It's not locked. Audio snap. Go to audio snap. That's the tempo mapping in the clip itself.
Audio snap.
It's like down. You got groove clip, audio snap.
Oh.
It's like just more info.
Audio snap. I clicked it. Enable.
Oh.
Enable.
See what it does.
Click. Enable. Now some other shit changed. Ooh. What's going on? Some lines appear.
Oh, so it's time spicing it. Yeah. Okay. You can turn it off.
Okay.
So that's how you can adjust. So, okay. And the way it works is there's like a line, let's say, at each place it's detecting a rhythm. And then you can literally drag that line and move. So let's say you recorded a guitar and it was so awesome. Except, and this is the audio, you flubbed like one of the notes of the thing that was late.
Yeah.
You literally can drag with audio snap, move that one part of your clip right back into the temp.
Really?
Yeah. So if you
I
go to
always
audio
did that. I
snap,
always did like surgery on my waveform to do that.
you can do that too. And yeah. So there's always like a six of one, half dozen the other. It depends on what the problem is. But that's what that does. So like when you go back and click the audio snap, you'll see it's trying to line up, like it'll line one up at every one of those
Oh, okay.
major rhythm things, right?
What is this enable stretch?
Means you can time stretch it.
Oh,
But normally that's on when I'm trying to manipulate a clip. That's what's so weird here. I don't know why yours is not reacting. It should have set. Now it's not 120. Are we certain it's 120? Not 120. We should tap tempo it. Undo. Yeah, all that. Undo.
yeah, it's all undone.
Try it one more time and do. I mean, it's weird that it's not doing anything. So used to it, like.
You want me to try the
Change it.
drag up again? Drag.
Is
up?
it what? Is it really 120? You said it's 90 on the machine, but that doesn't mean anything. You said because
Well,
of the
it
triplets.
just means that that's how I got that groove.
Change your tempo to 90 here. Oh, like. Well, you got wait, but the source clock was 90, right? The groove was because of the effect.
The tempo in the black box is set at 90.
Okay, just make this 90. It's
Okay.
gonna screw up your clip. So what we got to do is we'll delete the clip and then copy it back. It should then adjust.
Hang on.
Let's see if it does. This is like we're trialing area on your machine.
All right, so I undid the paste in, and setting this at 90. What about the time signature?
That don't matter because it doesn't know. Time signature is just where it lines up the things for us humans to see. It only cares about beats.
Okay.
Later, you'll go mess with the time signature.
All right. So
And
I'm gonna paste in the.
Yeah, but trim it first. Go do that trim, and then copy it.
Well, I
Like you
think I'm
did.
gonna.
You can undo the trim in the other one. Or
I
don't save
think
that.
I'd rather.
And actually, if you do the drag trim, it's not permanent. You can drag it right back. It's kind of cool. Like when you do that drag trim, it's not permanent. It's literally always there. It's just hiding.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna take it off Snap.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wait. Play it just for fun.
Right now?
Yeah, because it looks like it's aligning, just not the right count.
Well, okay.
I can't. I gotta unmute here. See how the 2 and the 4 line up?
close.
Well, now change it to 6/4. Go back to the beginning and change it to 6/4.
6/4.
Yeah, or sorry, 3/4, whatever you wanted. 3/4. Sorry. Go back to the beginning and change it to 6/4. 3/4. 3/4. That's you said it was like a waltz tempo.
One. I'm gonna count it without the click. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's what I want the click to do. Da, 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 da.
But we got to adjust your start.
I don't understand why that's an issue. I mean,
well, it's not. You're not. Measures are not aligning. So the click, the metronome follows the measures at the top.
If I have this
right.
4/4,
you're not. Measures are not aligning. No.
If I have this at 4/4, listen.
Yeah. Right.
Can you hear how they line up? One and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. See that ride and the click track line up. The click track is on the 1 and the 2 and, or the 1 and the 4.
Correct. It's tempo matched. The trick is though, see how you're starting at 2, measure 2. If you change the top to 3/4 or whatever else, it's starting at 1. So either you need to insert the tempo change at 2, or you just need to get rid of that beginning blank and put it at 1. If you're going to change the 4/4, otherwise you can do an insert and just change it from 2 forward. It's the first 4 is stuck. You're kind of stuck with the first 4. It makes sense. So unless you shorten it to be 3, like drag it over to beat 2, then drag it back over. Like you've always got 4 beats at the beginning. So if you change it to 3/4, it's not going to line up after that. Does that make sense?
No, but that's not your fault.
Oh,
it's my fault.
Right there where your tape head is, your playback head is, there are 4 beats to 2. Right? And Cakewalk used it said 2 is your first beat. And so that's why every other measure lines up on its measures. But if you change at the top to 3/4, then the problem is you're no longer at 1 on a measure at the beginning. That's all I'm just saying. So if you make the beginning 1 at the measure, so change it to 3/4 and just drag it back over.
I'll just do exactly as you say. And
if you're gonna want it 3/4, if you think, try 3/4.
Well, just tell me, like, you want me to do this and just drag it over. I'll just do what you want me to do.
Then shorten that 1 beat, or that works, and then snap it over.
Bring it right before the attack.
Meet to 2. Take it to 2. Yeah, start at 2/1. A little closer to it.
What is 2? Well,
a beat 2/1. So measure 2, beat 1. See it right there? You're very close. Just to the left a little bit. No. Go back to the beginning of the clip. You're zooming out too far. You're zoomed in too much. Zoom out like more. I can't see. Keep going. Okay. And if you want to turn snap on to help you, you can do that. But see, you just need 1 beat over. Just 1 beat over. Drag the whole clip up 1 beat. Yeah. Yeah, just highlight it and go to line it up to 2, 1. Measure 2, beat 1. That's what I'm saying. You had 4 beats at the beginning. There you go. No. Right to 2, 1. There. Yeah. So now see what your metronome does in 3, 4.
Well, it's in time, but it's not. It is and it isn't.
So it's not 3, 4, right? I was thinking it's
Well,
like 6, 8.
listen, I'm a moron when it comes to this stuff. Okay, I just like in terms of, but I just know like if I count it without the click track, I'm going 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 1. But see the toms, it's not. That's not where the pulse is. The pulse is
Right.
on that ride, and the toms kind of drift. That's what I like about it. Is how the toms are not the pulse. That ride is the pulse. And the toms kind of drift. That's what I like about it.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Scroll over more. When's the next lineup? It doesn't really like 3, 4.
Should I try 6 8?
Try 6, 8. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, it's still not. We got an extra beat. It's not lining up though. See, 4 doesn't line up to the next downbeat. Go back to 4, 4. It's like 4.
Yeah, Eric, we're just Phil is
All right, that puts it back. That
yeah,
works.
well, I put it in 6 4 just for the hell of it, But it makes more sense if it's like 4 4, even though, and it's
Yeah, but
because
I wanted to.
it's because
Yeah.
I'm doing something weird, I like I could track to that.
It comes back in every third measure, every 2 measures. 1, and it's out. And then it's back in. Boom, you're in.
Here, I know. Let me do this.
That's almost like 12 something.
But well, let's try it. Let me try something, Phil. Just hang on. Hang on. Just for reference. So something like oh, come on, mouse. There we go.
close. We just
So
the measures are lining up.
the actual drum beat's a lot slower. That's a 90
It is.
BPM drum beat.
Correct, which is what we have at the other project. The other project is lining up. Cakewalk agrees. It says it's 90, and it's aligning it. We just don't know what the time signature is to make the measures look great. I want your click track. I mean,
if my hi-hat is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3,
yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. So the kick is 1, the snare is 1.
But 90 BPM is 1, 2. I mean, I guess 3, 4 is the only thing. See what? I mean, we tried 3, 4. I mean, it looks all right.
The only way it really matters to me is if
As long as the
if
click
I'm going
lines up.
to is if I'm gonna use the cakewalk sequencer, if I'm gonna use or if I'm going to sequence or program drums, then it matters, I guess. But if not, then I don't know.
Well, I think we're close. I mean, just do 3, 4, and it looked fine. I mean, it's an odd time. You want it in sync to Cakewalk because that way you can add your sends unless you're going to live play it all, like straight up.
Well,
tape.
yeah, that's another good point because I could add a contact synth and have it line up if I want, right? So
yeah,
it's-
yeah.
So
I mean, it's up to how you treat your session. Are you going to treat it like an analog machine, a hybrid, or all?
well, I like to have my cake and eat it too, Phil.
Well, that's what I do. I do hybrid, where I'll analog play over it, but I like to sequence a lot of drums and parts, arpeggios, and so it's busy.
But see, this right here tells me that it's lining up well enough that if I put a contact synth in there, it should work with a time-based.
Yeah, it lines up every other measure.
I tell you, here's a good way to know. Look, check this out. Now what do I have here? Let's say I put this back into 90, just like in the other one, 90, and put this back in 4/4, and hit the metronome, and let's just see if we got the same thing.
Well, other than it doesn't know you had to trim your clip.
There we go. Now, here's a simple test. I'm going to go to the guitar track and I'm going to put on STFU, which tracks to the DAW. It's a DAW tremolo. And see what happens. Yeah, but that's quarter time. See, it's tricky. That's quarter time, not triple time. So this is where I'm just like
But it is in time. It's just
it's
the
in
wrong
time, but it's like it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a cycle of 4.
But that's because you're 4/4. No, that's why I said we get the right. You get the right meter.
Well, hang on a second. I can do this. Right here. This is 8, 16, 4, 2. Oh, no. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. That's not doing no triple time. Length. Uh, I don't know, man.
You're very close. Well, at least you've got it tempo mapped in the other one. If you trim your guitar clip and drop it in the other one as another track, it'll actually line up. Like it'll tempo.
Well, I'm
it.
willing to give that a shot. Hang on. C.
You're very close. Well, at least you've got it tempo mapped in the other one. If you trim your guitar clip and drop it in the other one.
Oh. No.
You just trim it first before you drop.
Why can't I drop and then trim?
Okay. It'll
Like
tempo. Oh yeah, sorry, in a new track too.
Well, I had to see. So is it going to automatically there? So you're saying it's going to automatically, like if I had drifted or had timing issues in my guitar?
Yeah, you just got, you had that, you always have that 4 beat in the front, so you got to move that to, and snap it. Yeah, see what it does.
That needs a nudge for some reason.
I think it's because of that extra 4 beat. It's not right.
Yeah. I wish I had more technical understanding of this stuff, because probably somebody like a real drummer would be trying to watch this, pulling his hair out, going, what's wrong with you guys?
Well, this is like DAW stuff, like aligning clips to tempo and tempo matching, and that's all like, yeah, it's not analog world at all.
What's wrong with you guys? Oh, Eric, you got the Martin. You got a Martin.
Right. Well, I'll let you guys like get back to it. I gotta bail.
Well, Phil, man, thanks for taking the time, and as always, I learned something. Or
and the other one, I mean, the other one's aligned. So if you want to keep that one, and
yeah, but this one's also kind of aligned in its own way. But look, if nothing else, then you made me aware of stuff I don't know, which is a good start, as always. So, all right, man, get back to your day, and I'll catch up with you later. Okay.
It's good to talk to you.
Yeah, bye. Man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thanks. So, Eric, yeah, it never ends, man. It never ends. I mean, look, this is something so basic. It's like, what time signature am I in? I don't know. And Phil is way better at like theory than I am, and he doesn't know. He doesn't know. It's like it turns out that the black box, the source of the drum loop, the tempo in the drum loop machine is 90. The tempo in the DAW is at 90, and they do match up. However, the song is in a triple time. I can count it 1, 2, 3, or I can count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if I put the tempo, the time signature into 3, 4, or 6, 8, it doesn't match up anymore. So like that. It does match. Just, I wanted to go 1, 2, tick, 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 tick. That's what I want the metronome to do. But am I willing to spend like hours going down that rabbit hole? See, there's where it's like, do I want to up my level of expertise and go down that rabbit hole? Or do I just want to get on with the project, right? And usually I'm a let's get on with the project kind of guy. I can work with this. You know what I mean? I have a theory that theory is not something we need to worry about much as long as things sound cool. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you for the most part. But sometimes it's like, for example, you see this keyboard right here, right? I like sometimes I like to use synths, and sometimes the synth is time based. It'll like it has a pulse to it, right? And this MIDI controller keyboard is going to sync up with the cakewalk clock, right? And so if I want to have like a synth with a pulse part of this project, it's got to sync up. It's got to sync up to this drum loop. So that's the extent to which I care. But if it's like way too much, then I just won't have a time-based synth. Whatever. There's lots of I'd probably rather have a Hammond organ. Anyway, so here's what I'm gonna do. I told Phil, I like to have my cake and eat it too. Synth sound match the click to that. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna. Maybe I think the sun's starting to come up, and I'm still going strong. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay down a scratch vocal track just for reference, so I know where I am in the song at all times. Because the next step is gonna be to track my main drum track, and I want to do that before there's any noticeable latency. So I'm gonna just stick in a scratch vocal, and then see how I feel about it from there. How's your day going, man? It's a Monday for you over there, but what time is it? Late afternoon? Mid afternoon on a Monday? Okay, let me see. I'm just going to add. Since this is a scratch track, I'm not going to do it in the booth. I'll track vocals I'll do a vocal session. You haven't seen my booth, have you? I built this. You see that gray board, right? See that? That's my vocal booth. And acoustic guitar, track acoustic guitar in there. It's about like, I don't know, 3 feet wide, maybe. It's enough to, it's enough to fit in there kind of sideways with an acoustic guitar. And it's got a couple of monitors so I can see the DAW. And I built it all out of materials that I found at construction sites, new apartments, recently constructed. People throw stuff away. That's actual acoustic foam with shag carpet for the high frequencies. It's cool. But for now, I'm just going to scratch track it right here. And let me see, input is going to be audio and input. All right, well, create and preferences. We're going for This guy right there. There. Okay, it's thinking. It's thinking. All right. Just gonna track it dry. Scratch track. Blop blop blop. Got level. Okay. Yeah, I don't have money. I mean, I don't have money to throw around. So I'm fortunate to live in like I told you, I'm like on the edge of the countryside, but there's like new apartments, so new development, right? And people just throw away all kind. I had that big Samsung TV behind me. It's bigger than it looks. I found that. Um, I've found like I've got a whole computer, desktop that I use for my work that someone just threw out, and I just nuked it and reformatted it and reinstalled Windows and free computer. And I've got two others that are half stripped and I'm rebuilding them. Yeah, I know. It's just like it's awesome. I mean, if you're resourceful and I would say that I've had some divine help. Some of it sometimes, like this acoustic foam. This acoustic foam is uncanny. It's actual acoustic foam. It's like that thick, and I found just enough of it for this booth at exactly the right time. It's like I need acoustic foam. Well, I'm going to go out and take a walk, and I just find it. I'm going to track this real quick. Probably not going to get it right the first time, but I would like to get this scratch track down while things are going good. Okay. Here we go. Armed for recording and that wasn't right. I know what happened. I'm going to have to re-record that. Never mind. One more thing I'm going to do. Oh, while you're here, Eric, check it out. So this is the guitar track. Yeah. This is my effects rack. This is where we put plugins. Plugins are just tools. Think of it like woodworking. You have toolkits. Some tools are better than others. Some tools are just go-to tools. This one is a go-to tool. It just goes on everything. So I'm just making this guitar part a little bit. Okay. Scratch tracks, get it sound. I'm going to put, that's clipping a little bit, but, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put a clipper on it. This is the best. This is the best audio toolkit. This is a toolkit in one plugin right here. See all these tools? Tools. This is the best. And it's very kind of underground. Not a lot of people know about it, but this is the best toolkit money can buy, and it's free because the developer is a commie, a lefty pinko commie. Nice guy though. He believes everybody should have everything for free. Now, what I want here is a clipper. Clip softly. There we go. And I'm going to show you console view. Console view. This is my tracks in console view. And this is for leveling. I want to make sure I'm not clipping over here in the master. I'm peaking at about, okay, I'm clipping still. Okay, back to track view, and this is how they show an actual amp or pedal, and you can tweak the knobs. Like, yeah, Cakewalk is really good, and it's really the user interface is really intuitive. You want preferences? You want to set your ins and outs? Bang, preferences. There, inputs, outputs, right there. Other DAWs, just like, it's a real headache to figure out. Just simple routing can be a real headache, you know. I love Cakewalk. It's not perfect, but what is, you know. I think it's great. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my scratch track, and then I'll be able to get to the real thing, which is the drum kit. I want to become a more capable guy on the drum kit. Okay, so here we go. Arm. So you got to arm the track. That's arming the track, hitting that red button right there. And then you can click the record button, or you can just hit R on the keyboard. Hail Krishna, bring me my sugarcane wine, fruit blackens all to the root of the vine. Now my spirit's crying out like a new blood stain, as I scatter my seed down an old stone drain. tears comes tumbling from the top of the tree. Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world? Or does the world dream me? Walk swiftly, or splinter them angry bones. Bargain sweetly, and your smile will shine like gold. Now I'm dreaming of a woman, eyes black as a gun, blaze like magnesium in the noonday sun. And the wind keeps questioning with that sacred melody. Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Dream me. Guitar. Out of nothing, I come and shall return like lightning down to the secrets of the earth. Now as the table saw slashes to the splashing of a gong, and the weed gives birth to another roadside song. I got my eyes wide open, man, but I still can't see. Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world? Or does the world dream me? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world? Or does the world? Am I dreaming the world? Dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world? Or does the world dream me? Outro. All right. Good enough for now. Good enough for tracking. Only question is, does it need a nudge? Does it need a nudge? Hail Krishna. Bring me my sugarcane wine. Doesn't need a nudge. You learn about nudges depending on your situation. Sometimes you need to so nudging means moving the track left or right a few milliseconds. That has to do with latency, and a lot of it I still don't understand. But here's the basic thing we do with a vocal. Once again, it just, you start out with EQ and compression. EQ and compression. So I'm going to start out in my Pro channel. This is my vocal track. Scratch vocal. Right? And there it says scratch vocal. This is my Pro channel. This is the first thing so I recorded it. This is so here's the recording, right? There's the waveform. That's our phonograph needle. And then it's going to go through the input into this Pro channel. And I'm just going to do some preliminary presets. Vocals, lead smooth. Tube, vocals smooth. EQ. Okay, I'm going to EQ this by hand actually, because none of the vocal presets are any good for EQ. So I'm just going to, this is what I would typically ordinarily do right off the bat with a vocal, is basically roll everything off starting around 100, something like that. And because this is a cheap ass mic, I'm going to do a roll off in the air frequencies, which won't be much good anyway. So, where's my Q knob? Nope. All right. Hi, there's Q. Q does that. Q does that. Just want a simple roll off there. And that's good enough for now. Maybe a little bit of enhancement around 1K. I find where 1K and maybe, I only get, that's right. Maybe around there for now, around 5K. I'll leave that there for now, and then I'm going to go back into my toolkit, and I'm going to do this one Which, if I didn't have this, wouldn't be, it's just a nice thing to have. Hail Krishna, bring me my sugarcane wine, fruit blackens, fall to the root of the vine. Now my spirits cry. Now, number one most important thing with vocals is good compression. And this is a free toolkit right here. That's a must-have. Tone Boosters Legacy Pack. So 100% free. It's got a gate. It's got a compressor. It's got a de-esser. Exciter, sometimes I like, sometimes not. It's just scratch track anyway, so... Hail. Now, one thing I need to do is get out of Pro Channel and just, there we go. Hail Krishna, bring me my sugarcane. You see that dot right there in the compressor curve? You basically want see how it's kind of doing this? Now my spirits cry now. Kind of want it doing that. Like a new blood stain ratio. As I scatter my seed down an old stone drain. And the voice comes tumbling from the top of the tree. Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Walk swiftly, or splinter them angry bones. Bargain sweetly, and your smile will shine like gold. Now I'm dreaming of a woman, eyes black as a gun, ablaze like magnesium in the noonday sun. And the wind keeps question with that sacred melody. Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? I'm not going to fuss with it too much right now, but we're just getting scratches. But I might as well, better not do that. Here's what I will do though. Hail Krishna, bring me my sugarcane wine, fruit blackens, fall to the root of the vine. And last thing I'm going to do here is, again, this is Tone Boosters kit, and I'm going to put a limiter. Dithering off. I'm going to leave that off. And that's fine. Now it's not going to clip anymore for the time being. Hail Krishna, bring me my sugarcane wine, fruit blackens, fall to the root of the vine. Now my spirit's crying out like a new blood stain, as I scatter my seed down an old stone drain. And a voice comes tumbling from the top of the tree. Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world? Am I dreaming the world, or does the world dream me? Walk swiftly, or splinter them angry bones. Bargain sweetly, and your smile will shine like gold. Now I'm dreaming of a woman, eyes black as a gun, ablaze like magnesium. I already have some latency on that drum kit, so maybe I've already gone. It's something I'm still working through, still sorting out. And it's my first time doing a project quite this way. And so hopefully Phil's going to be able to help me out with that latency issue. Right? Anyway. Yeah. Well, that's what it's all about is the learning. That's a really important thing. Really, that's what it's learning, development. It's like it's about everything except for ego and just ego bullshit. It's just all about all the important stuff. Patience, developing patience, fortitude, concentration, problem solving, It's great. It's just, and it's so good for when you're kicking booze or something else like that, you know? Man, it gave me something to do with my time and my energy and my mind, right? Got me through many, many, many long, lonely nights where I could have just walked out into the night anytime, just grabbed a bottle, just, and yeah, it's what it's all about. So, like, Phil hopped on here and he's like, "Hey, I think I can help you with that," and then that's how it is. And then I learned something, and then but I learned more about what I don't know, you know. And then there's another kind of fork in the road, but there's like another possibility, and I'm gonna go this way. And if someone else can happen by and learn something from my learning process, then like I think that's part of why we're here on this planet. You know, I'm not here to win Grammys. Anyway, yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you being here, and you know, it's like it's great. It's like even if you don't mean it as such, it's kind of moral support. Um, so I think what I'm going to do is call this a session, and maybe after it could be that just turn everything off, turn off the computer, turn everything off. You know, have breakfast, get a couple of more hours of sleep, and come back later, and maybe that latency will be gone. Right? That's the way it happens sometimes. But the goal is, the idea here is, I would like the main drum track to be me on that drum kit rather than a programmed drum part. You know what I mean? That's the goal. That's the idea. Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen one way or the other. Hey, man, before we go, just just to share with you something that I did with this black box. Okay, the machine where this drum loop came from, and this seems to be a song that my friends really like, and I'll so all of it. This is before I had the keyboard. This is before I was. All I had when I did this was this M Audio black box, which is like 20 years old, and the drum loops inside, and my guitars, and my pedal board. And if you got just a few more minutes here, I'll dial it up, and it just goes to show, like, in some ways, this kind of like when I was beginning. Okay, thanks, man. When I was beginning, and I had like less to work with, and I had to be more resourceful. But in some ways, like, I'm gonna go back and remix this at some point. It could be made like better in some ways, but maybe maybe I won't, because it has it's just got something about it that see where oh, all right. So that's from last night, I think. Yeah, that's from last night. Okay. Let me let me go to my channel and find it. So Well, which one should I play for you? See, I'll play a happy kind of. This one is upbeat. I mean, yeah, this is old school, you know. But you know, it comes from that. It's all from that black box. So I'm kind of going back to my old way of doing things with this project a little bit. Okay, it's called Million Mile Gaze. Whoops. I'm terrible with keyboards. There we go. Million Mile Gaze. There it is. I made a video for it. So here it is. And no audio. No audio. What's up with that? What's up with that? Is it muted? What's up, YouTube? What's going on here? Nope, it's not muted. Hang on. I gotta check my... Aha, that's why. Little routing issue here. There we go. Now that should work. Okay, let's try again.
I took the lead. Somebody's heart.
Yeah, so that was like that's like oh and thanks brother. Yeah, but that just goes to show like that needs some things I've learned since then like mid-side processing. It's got some stuff like too much bass on the left and right and other little things, but it's like in some ways I smile every time I hear it because that was kind of more in my further along in my beginner days, and I just I just made it happen. Oh, and but the one thing about the drums, the snare that you hear, that snare was okay. So the drum loop, I felt that I couldn't at the time. I didn't know how to isolate the snare and get it to pop out more. So, so I got this plastic chair from IKEA, and I whacked on that, and then I just processed it to make it sound like a snare. So it was really DIY, you know. Um, well, yeah, you know, I kind of lyrics is kind of my lyrics and I guess like chords, like songwriting is my kind of my wheelhouse, lyrics especially. And then as a player, I just kind of try to keep up with myself. There's always stuff that I hear in my head that I can't do, like or I gotta really work at it, like solos, man. I gotta practice solos. I gotta compose it, and then I gotta practice it like 100 times to get it right. And sometimes they even have to piece them together, you know. But it's just like the love will get you through, you know. Either it has reality or it doesn't. And so, anyways, thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening and watching. Oh yeah, but yeah, you know, like frustrating. Yeah, I love doing them. They used to frustrate the hell out of me, uh, but things that used to frustrate me now are they're like the things that I enjoy the most. Bass lines, you know, I didn't have any idea how to do a bass line at first, but now it's like my favorite. One of my favorite parts of the process is writing the bass line. Uh, do I do it on my guitar? Do I do it on the keyboard? You know, or both? Sometimes both. Now it's all just like the stuff that used to frustrate me and stress me out. I've learned how to just like let it just let it go. You know, just write it out. Sometimes it takes a lot of tries and a lot of trial and failure, and but you know, I've just learned to enjoy all of it. The only thing that I don't enjoy is like some of the technical issues and rabbit holes. Good old Phil has been awesome helping me out with stuff like that. So he's a good guy to be connected with. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up, brother. Thanks for this. Awesome for you to show up and chime in. Appreciate it. I really do. And so, one more time, that Discord thing. You just like go into your browser and download and install, set up your profile. It's it's pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. And then you like go where the search bar is, and you type in my username, and then you send like an invite, and I'll say okay, and then it's like a chat that can be open in the background all the time, and then, but it's also a place where, well, you know, I'd like to hear what you're working on, musically, and it's just between you and me if that's the way you want it. Uh, but yeah, if you feel like it, hit me up, okay? Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna go take care of the missus. She's still getting over that blow up she had. Oh, okay, well, um, yeah, Discord. I'll show it to you. So like if you open your whoops, not that. If you open your browser window and you just go download, install Discord, download Discord, and here's what it looks like. It looks like this, right there. So this is so here's my friends here. Phil, he's right there, and there's another chat with Jonathan. He's in France. Nenko, he's in France. Roni, he's in Croatia. That's my brother. This guy's in Montenegro. DJ's in Australia, and Phil's in Florida. And then this is Phil and I were on a call because he called in, we had a actual Discord call during this live stream. So it's handy, and we share stuff. I send him clips to look at and vice versa. So, like you get in there and there's this like hourglass search right here, search, and then you search my username, I'll come up, and then you like invite. And otherwise, it's not like Facebook or anything intrusive like that. It's just there when you need it. And otherwise, it's just in the background. So that's what that is. And if you feel like learning more about recording, you and I could like collab on something. Okay, cool. And then like we could do sessions where like you're setting up your recording project in Cakewalk, and you have in mind what you want to do. Maybe it's something real simple, and then we could just like go through it step by step, and then figure it out, But it's a lot of fun, and at the end of it, it's amazing. It's like you get in your car or your truck and you cue it up and you hit the highway and like see how your mix is doing. Is it loud enough with the volume knob down? You're going like 65 and then you roll the window down. It's awesome. So yeah, I'm here to help in any way I can, and sharing the process. It's all good. So, very good. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and go check on her. And maybe in an hour or so, I'll check the Discord. And if you sent the invite, I'll accept it and I'll start the chat and we'll start from there. Okay. That's it from lovely scenic South Korea, Paju City, South Korea. God bless and keep you wherever you are and whatever you may be doing within reason, of course. Over and out.